What is up, everyone? How are you all doing today? Can everybody hear me well out there in the chat? Hmm. Where is my that's weird. Okay. So I don't actually have my Nuzlocke logo to put on the stream, so that's a little strange today. We are back today with day 5 of our Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke Randomizer Nuzlocke challenge. Yesterday, I did get a big fat L when facing off against Misty, which caused us to have to restart our Nuzlocke challenge. But believe it or not, that turned out to be one of the best things that could have happened to us. Because of that, I was able to get a reset, and I was able to take the stream and the Nuzlocke a little bit more seriously. I did figure out that because of the mistakes that I had made, that I needed to pay a little bit more attention to what I was doing. I got very lucky in getting a starter Pokemon. I was able to get Suicune, who we've decided in this Nuzlocke challenge, in this run, that I'm going to utilize the office characters for the nicknames of the Pokemon. If something happens and we run out of space and we can't name after enough office characters, we'll switch over and probably do some Modern Family, do some Parks and Rec, do kind of that stuff. It's going to be basically after my favorite TV shows. But we today in our Randomizer Nuzlocke are going to get through Mount Moon, and I'm going to do my best not to lose a single Pokemon this time in Mount Moon. As we know, on Wednesday, I managed to lose 4 Pokemon in Mount Moon alone, and I'm coming back with a vengeance this time. As we get into gameplay, I'll go over the rules and stuff and explain the Nuzlocke again. But let's go ahead and hop on in and let's enjoy ourselves today. Okay, so I have turned down, after going back and watching some of the gameplay after they've been uploaded to our YouTube channel, which you can find linked in my Twitch bio for K2 Media and K2 Gaming. So, this is my encounter for Mount Moon, and this is going to allow us to actually get into our rules. I have what's known as a Duke's Claws, and if I have a Pokemon that is in the family and evolutional line of a Pokemon that I encounter, I'm able to actually bypass this and say, no, we're getting the next Pokemon that I encounter that's not in an evolutional line. So that works out great because, as you can see, I have Stanley here at level 6, who is face-to-face with Golem. Stanley evolves into this Pokemon. For those of you that are kind of new to Pokemon that are joining the stream, so I actually get to have fun here, and I get to defeat Golem, and I get to take the next Pokemon that's encountered. So in a Nuzlocke, if my Pokemon faints, they're dead. No more use. I can only catch the first Pokemon I encounter in a route, in a cave, wherever we happen to be. I can't switch Pokemon in a trainer battle after I've KO'd my opponent's Pokemon, and it would tell me what they're sending out next. I don't even get that prompt. I can't switch because that would allow me to set up for top advantages, making the game a little too easy. I have a level cap, which may come into play today. I think it will if we look at the levels. Outside of Stanley, when Stanley gets to a point that I can kind of start, we may go out and do some training on Stanley to get started. Stanley's a level 7, so I have to get him trained up. We have Dwight, our Medicham, that's at 15. Michael, our Charizard, who is at 16. Phyllis, our Grumble, who is at 15. Kevin, our Suicune, who is at 16. And Ryan, our Ladian, who is at 16. Now, our level cap for today is 21 until we beat Misty. So, because of that, we are going to... we might start being able to run from wild battles if we get too high of a level. Right now, we're not there. We're not allowed to run from a trainer. We're not allowed to run from a wild battle. We also have to face every single trainer that we see. We'll face that one in just a moment. Whismur. Okay, so this is my encounter here. And I think I have the nickname I want for Whismur if we're able to catch it. But as we've seen, I got excited yesterday and I thought I found my gym in the playthrough, and that didn't happen. Turned out that it was not meant to be. I was not gonna be allowed to have a Mudkip on my team. The Mudkip would have been named Jim, but that's not gonna happen. So here we are in Mount Moon. We were able to catch our encounter today, which is a Whismur. And I'm going to look up real quick. Pete. His name is Pete. We're going to name him Pete after one of the characters from the final season of The Office that kind of comes in and decides that, or, you know, it's supposed to be kind of like a new Jim, but he's not really a new Jim. Ends up dating Erin after her and Andy break up. Ooh! This is a Pokemon that makes a lot of noise. Haha. I know what his nickname is going to be. It's not going to be Pete. We're going to name this one Andy. This is our Andy. Because it can be a bit of a Pokemon, but if you train it right, it can be very good. And that's kind of the case with Andy in the show. Andy can be a bit annoying, but in great storylines, he's great. So that's where we're coming at today with that Pokemon. Ooh, Fortress. That would have been a nice Pokemon to have on the team. But, you know, things happen. We'll take our Andy. This would have probably been named Meredith. Not gonna lie. Not a big fan. One of my least favorite characters, and I don't really want to say that it's a least favorite Pokemon, but it's not. I love its early evolution. Pineco is one of my absolute favorite Pokemon. Big fan of Pineco, but not a big fan of Fortress. I'm not really sure why. It's a bit strange, but it's not one that I greatly enjoy. Okay. Oh no. Stanley gets early retirement, y'all. That's unfortunate. Kind of makes me wish that I would have been able to catch that Golem, because having Stanley would have been great. So we have got our first death in the playthrough, and we're going to say goodbye to Stanley. Which is unfortunate. Kind of wished he would have been able to stick around. But we'll get there. I probably should have switched out. But then again, maybe I shouldn't have, because you never know what would have happened. So, we're saying goodbye to our Stanley, who went to early retirement. The one thing Stanley always wanted. So I am going to turn the music off here in just a second, because we are going to grind up our Whismur down here on Route 3. And because of that, I'm going to put the game into fast mode, and I don't want to have that music playing in the background for you all, because it's such a loud, discombobulated bunch of noises that I think it's a bit annoying. So we're going to go ahead and change that, and I'm going to turn that off right now, and we're going to be in fast mode, okay? We're going to see what Andy can do today. Right now. Oh, it's got Pound. Leech Seed. Uproar. Okay, I gotta slow this down just to make sure that I don't lose Andy here. Chat, mistakes were made today. Mistakes were made. Andy has fainted. But that is okay. I got a little too comfortable, and I'm paying for it. I was excited. And this is what happens to me. But what this means is we can actually advance to Mount Moon without any type of training needing to be done. Oh, mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes were made. But again, hey, it's okay. We lost a couple Pokemon I think I can live without. I hate to lose Pokemon that could... I hate to lose any Pokemon this early. But it is what it is. Sorry, Andy. You're enjoying an early retirement with Stanley. You're going off to try to achieve your dreams of being a famous musician. Or an entertainer. Or anything that gets you paid the big bucks. Hey, a Zubat. That would have been nice. I really, really like Crobat. It's actually one of my absolute favorite Pokemon of all time. It is 100% my... If I was to have a competitive team, it is one of the Pokemon that lands on my team. Depending on if you allow me to have starters or not, or how many starters I'm allowed to have, my team varies, but like my competitive 6, if I'm allowed to have an infinite amount of starters, is Infernape, of course, being my favorite Pokemon of all time. Decidueye as my favorite grass type starter, and Greninja as my favorite water type starter. And I'm one that has used I use fire pretty much every single playthrough. That's why I was talking about Sprigatito yesterday. And that's why Sprigatito is going to be such a interesting concept for me, is because I'm not usually a water type or a grass type person. I liked Bulbasaur. As a kid, I did do enough playthroughs of Gens 1, 2, and 3. And I have used Turtwig and Piplup. So probably Gens 1 through 4 is where I really used all the starters, but I had very strong opinions as a child on which starter I would what I liked best, and it's always come down to Charmander, Cyndaquil, Torchic, and of course Chimchar. Because Chimchar being my favorite Pokemon, I have a really hard time playing Gen 4 games and not having the Chimchar on my team. It's very difficult. Even in Pokemon Legends Arceus, I had to have a Infernape. I caught my Alpha Infernape and went to town. I caught a normal one early on and switched it out with an Alpha later. It's my favorite Pokemon. It's not even close. What's the Whipperberry do? Let's see what this one does. See if it's going to come in handy. Can be ground up in powder for medicine. Not really. Didn't we pick up a skill swap? This employs its psychic power to swap abilities with the foe. That could come in handy. Maybe. We'll keep that one. We'll remember that we have that and keep that in the back of our mind. What up the what? We'll see what Psychic can do here. But so back to my team of 6. Greninja and Decidueye ended up becoming some of my favorite Pokemon. And maybe because I did step out of my comfort zone and picked him instead of picking the fire type starter. I did use a Litten on my first playthrough of Sun and Moon. And I liked it. And I liked Infernape, but I'm not going to say that I was crazy about it. And it's okay to admit that. Especially when you're like me and you use fire types all the time. Like I said, it's the most common type that I use. You gotta make sure Yamper is taken care of. But I didn't really like it. It was the first time, I think, outside of Finnick, that I didn't like a fire type starter at all. I really didn't like Gen 5 starters as a whole. I used Tepig. I think I might have liked Hidden Power. Let's give up Meditate here. I don't want to give up Rock Tomb, and I don't want to give up Confusion. But Hidden Power is a good way for us to get some other top coverage. But I wasn't too crazy about Gen 5, and then Gen 6. I didn't play as much Gen 6 as I have other generations. I really played it like one time and I was done. But I really liked my whoa, I must have, I'm not sure if is it fire? It might be Hidden Power Fire, which would be awesome to have that kind of coverage on a Pokemon like this. I only really played through like one time, and so I didn't spend as much time with Gen 6, but I really loved Greninja. Greninja was just, and plus I played a lot of it on Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, the new one, the one for Switch. I played it a lot before I really settled on using Cloud. That's another thing. I'm a decent Final Fantasy fan. I'm not going to say I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, but I do enjoy it from time to time. Before I go on this trainer battle, I'm going to heal up. I'm going to heal up a lot. But so all of that being said, and then Gen 7, as we've talked about, I became a big fan of Rowlet to the Decidueye. Became one of my favorite types. Was not crazy about a lot of the Gen 8 starters. I really like Scorbunny. Scorbunny was a big deal for me. Greatly enjoyed that Pokemon. Cinderace was awesome. I also love the Libero. Maybe that's why I like Greninja too, is its Protean ability. I like being able to switch my Pokemon's type to get stab advantage on whatever move I use. It's just super good, and I liked Scorbunny. I also loved just the way that it felt, and its design was something I really enjoyed. Hey, that's cool that they had both C-Dot and Shiftry. But yeah, so that's kind of how that worked out for me. But going back, as I said, we were talking about actual teams of 6. And my team of 6, if I have all 3, if I'm able to use a starter, is Infernape, Decidueye, Greninja, and then this is where it gets fun. I always have a Crobat. Crobat's one of my absolute favorites. And this is where one of my second favorite Pokemon ever falls into place, and that is Gardevoir. I'm a big fan of Gardevoir. Ralts was the Pokemon I always had to have on my team in Gen 3. I just thought it was cool that it was so hard to catch, and it made me actually feel accomplished when I would catch it. So once all the Pokemon are to level 19, we are going to see what Magos Berry does. Once we get to level 19, we're gonna be able to run from wild battles, but it's only for it's only because of the level cap. After that we can't do it again. After we break the level cap, we can't do it. Ooh, I mean, I already got a good fire type on the team, but that's sick. And then my 6th slot kind of usually goes to Flygon. Flygon is my favorite dragon type. I did like Hydreigon from Gen 5. And sometimes I want to use it, but because of the dark type coverage that I already have in Greninja, I tend not to want to include Hydreigon. So often, I'm going to test something here. I'm going to see if this is actually fire. I'm pretty sure it is because the things are red. I need to check something. I don't know your hidden power. Oh, it's based off your Ivy. That is deep mathematical. Whoa. I am not smart enough for this. I'm just not smart enough. It would take some math. I'd have to know the IVs of the Pokemon. So I'm not afraid to say that I don't know. We can logically deduce it through the types that we use on. See, it wasn't. So fire here would be pretty good because if it's fire, I would know. But I would have got a weakness. It's not very effective. So something that's not very effective on ground or steel. Still not very effective. Okay. Wow. So Medicham is not the Pokemon that we want in the battle against Steel type. Normal type. So I'm not going to learn anything from this. So it was neutral to water, but strong. It could be flying. I bet it's flying. Yeah, flying makes some sense. I bet it's what would be weak, dark, and fire. That doesn't tell me. Fire type resistance. Huh. It's probably ice. But that doesn't make sense because that would make that neutral. Is it bug? It's bug. Because it's strong against grass types, but weak to ground and dark. And bug types are weak to dark. Wait a second. Bug types stronger against dark. I am not doing well with this. What dark type? Dark type is. Yeah, dark type is resistant. Dark type's resistant to bug. Steel type. Yep. It's bug. It is absolutely bug. I have figured it out, chat. I have figured it out. It is bug type. So we'll go up here. Actually, we need to go down that tunnel. Oh, Cacnea. I like Cacnea. Making a note that that's bug, so I don't forget that if we're looking at it later in the playthrough. Watt's the one that gets hidden power. I just realized how funny that is. Because he talked about how he went to school for gifted children. Watt is such a loon. I love that character so much. So, chat today, if you're out there and you feel like sharing, what is your team of 6 Pokemon that you would want to have? I mean, if you want to say... Hello. Typhlosion. Or if you play Pokemon Legends Arceus, Typhlo. If you know, you know. Yeah, actually, I need to switch out Medicham. It's getting dangerously close to being over-leveled. We're going to swap in, and we're going to train up Kevin now. Okay. Pokeball. I also always want to have... It bothers me that I never can come up with a an evolution to have on my team, because I absolutely adore Eevee and all of its evolutions. Except for you, Glaceon. We all know how we feel about it. I want to like it, but it's just... It's neutral. I don't hate it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to have a Glaceon on my team. Just plain and simple. Now, Umbreon, it's always the choice. Unless I need some type of top coverage. Like, if I'm able to get an EV here, I would definitely want to try to get whatever I'm missing. Right now, I really want to get an electric type Pokemon, but we don't know when that's going to happen, so I'm not too rushed. I'm gonna quick check something real quick on my phone. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure everything was running right. Get an item over here. Max Elixir. Hey, that is fantastic. That was one thing I was noticing, was how much Hero. How much that I was needing a sometimes to boost my health per se. Snorunt. This is another Pokemon that I have a soft spot for. I always liked Ash's Glalie in the anime, and Coraliss is a Pokemon that I absolutely adore the concept of. I love ghost types. Ghost, Dark, and Fairy are probably the types that tend to be on all of my teams in some shape, form, or fashion. Sometimes they miss, like I said, my but if you look at my one team, I've got a grass ghost, a dark water, and a psychic fairy. Like I said, I tend to have it on those three. Those are always my favorite. I'm also a big fan of fire types in general. I'm not a big fan of water types. I'm pretty limited on the water types that I like, and I often find that that's one of the hardest spots for me to fill in my game. I always feel like you need to have a water type because it's one of the most readily available Pokemon with some of the best resistances and stuff out there. And it's one of the best typings, and its offense is great. But like, I never was particularly drawn to like a Gyarados. I never was particularly drawn to any of the like early ones. I love the concept of Tentacruel, but I've never really found myself wanting to use one. I like Lapras might be one of the only Gen 1s that I'm a big fan of. I did use a Cloyster on my playthrough of Sword and Shield. On my Sword team, I had a Cloyster, and I liked it. It served its purpose, but it wasn't. I wasn't super happy with it, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't the Pokemon that I was like over the moon to have on my team. There was really no water type I really wanted on my team, so. Yeah, water types in general are just not. And to be fair, I also don't. When I'm talking about types and stuff, I tend not to build around legendaries. I don't think about the legendaries so much. Legendaries are fantastic Pokemon, but I try not to use them in like my general playthroughs and stuff. It was one of the harder things for me to get used to in competitive right now because we're in a double restricted format. So me using not just one but two legendary type Pokemon is insane for me. But I really have become a big fan of Cali Ice, and I'm also, you know, I use Palkia, so I do have a Water Dragon, and so that's been, I really like that. I like that restricted pairing. I also really want to try Lunaludon at some point in time. Also like Yveltal, but yeah. So going into that, it's just like I said, there's just not a lot of water types I like. I'm also not a big fan of grass in general. Pretty excited about Sprigatito though. I wonder if that's because it looks like my cat. It's very possible. The only reason I like Sprigatito is not because of his topping, but because it reminds me of my cat. I feel like there's supposed to be an item around here. We'll go down this way. Actually, I think this is, yeah, this is, no. This is not the right way. If it is, this leads to a battle and a... Oh, Magikarp. Magikarp Splash. So, I do want to talk about that. Last night I was spending some time hanging out with Bauer Dad on his stream for story time and his Thursday night gameplay. Watching him take on the ladder. And he actually raided into Krebs. And Krebs was doing a Magikarp tournament. And that was like really cool. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, you had to have... It was a double battle with only two Pokemon. You could only bring the two. One of them have to be Magikarp. And the way he had his team set up, I was really impressed with it. Like, I really enjoyed the overall composition of that team. And that tournament concept was fantastic. It made me kind of want to think about doing it. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to think about what my best plays are here. I don't think Granbull or Phyllis was the right Pokemon to throw in here, but I was not really sure what I want to use. I didn't mean to hit the fast forward there. Okay. I'm gonna give this some time. See where this gets me. Phyllis starts looking like she's gonna be in trouble. We'll switch Phyllis out, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. No, Phyllis is gonna be fine. Phyllis is fine. A rainy day. Phyllis is fine. Actually, I really don't think it... No, it's 90 degrees and sunny here in wonderful Kentucky. People died at the end of the Crucible. Durbin? Justin Durbin. Thank you for the first time chat. Y'all, this was my college roommate. And I'm going to tell you the story. Okay? I was working on the hardest paper in... Oh, another hidden power. Let me see what's able here. I'm going to give this to... and see what I can get on this weekend. So, I'm working on the hardest paper in my major. Okay? It's 25 pages. It's tough. It's the most difficult paper I've ever written. Whenever I got done, I got an 85 on it. I walked outside and gave it to some random person because I had no desire to ever see this paper again. I worked on it for months. 25 pages, difficult, hated it. Well, so I'm sitting there and I am absolutely, hang on a second, what was that? Boost the critical hit ratio. I'm gonna give this to whoever's in the star of the party. So I'm sitting there and I'm working on this and I'm stressed to the max, and when I'm stressed I like to go for comfort food. And so Durbin convinced me that we needed to go for comfort food. And we went to I'm gonna heal up Granbull here. At the time Crystals was still in our college town. And my favorite thing to get from just about any restaurant that has them is chili cheese fries. And that was the best option for me to get chili cheese fries at the time. That's one of my go-to comfort foods, that and pizza. And so I wasn't feeling pizza, we went and got chili cheese fries. And I'm sitting here working on this paper, and I've took my break, and I am loving every second of my chili cheese fry. I've got it picked up, and it's going to my mouth. And I mean, this is a luscious bite of chili cheese fries. I mean, perfect 2 or 3 fries on the fork, enough cheese, the right amount of chili. I was in heaven. I was so ready for this bite of chili cheese fries to get into my mouth. And right as I'm like right here with the fork, and I mean, I can taste it. I feel it in my bones how close. See what this hidden power. See if I can get anything from this hidden power. I can feel it in my bones how close I am. And Durbin just looks at me and goes, "People died at the end of the Crucible." And I just dropped my fork with chili cheese fries. What is it, Kingy? Oh, hi, bae. Kingsley, no. Kingsley. But yeah, he just says people died at the end of the Crucible. Bailey, what are you doing? Get off there. Hey, no, get back. Get back, Bailey. Where's mommy? Go find mommy. Go. Yeah, so Durbin tells me that. What was I talking about before Bailey scared me? I'm gonna watch this back, and I'm gonna think I'm so stupid for forgetting what I was talking about. Hey, Bowie. But yeah, so Durbin just tells me people die at the end of the Crucible. It was one of the most awkward and just caught me off guard moments of my life. So funny though. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. I'm pretty sure Durbin jumped in to tell me people died at the end of the Crucible and has jumped back out and just left me hanging here with that. Durbin, if you're still out there, how are you doing today, my friend? If you guys saw the playthrough on Monday when I was trying to get started, one of my rivals that totally whipped me and left me for dead was named after Durbin. We named him Derp. don't think this is Phyllis's matchup. Yeah, I don't think this is Phyllis's matchup. And college was a blast, y'all. I had such good memories. If you ever hear me talking about all the time that I spent trying to get really good at Magic the Gathering, Durban and Austin. Bailey, please. Give me just a second, y'all. Sorry. Bailey, please stop, honey. Oh, you're on the ledge. Bailey, get down. Y'all, I'm gonna take a quick break and I'm gonna save my dog real quick. We are back. She has been rescued. She is not on the ledge anymore. Say hi, babe. Everyone, hi. I'm a Yamper. I'm a Corby. Come on. We'll play with brother. Oh, that has me frazzled. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit frazzled. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so that wouldn't have been that much if it hadn't have been. If it hadn't been a critical hit. So fake tears lower special defense tackle. Babe, are you okay? That was an accidental hit of the speed up button. But yeah, so back to what I was talking about. Whenever I was in college and I was playing Magic the Gathering, referred to from this point on as MTG. When I was playing Magic the Gathering, I was playing alongside Durban and Austin, the MTG hero that was in chat yesterday, and we got very close. We spent a lot of hours on the road together, traveling to towns nearby to play and spend as much time as we could, and really just try to get good at the game. I got one potion from my friend. Bam, what's up? You know, you grow bonds like that when you play these competitive type games where you get to work together and you get to grow. You learn a lot just about yourself. And I was thankful that I got to do that. I got to learn a lot about myself while traveling, and learn a lot about the game. Hey, I'm good. Is it Cryonic Storm? Is that how you pronounce that? Did I get that right? Cryonic Storm? I think I'm reading that right. But I'm doing good. How are you doing today? And let me know if I did pronounce that wrong, okay? Finally, someone got it right. I'm glad that I could be the one that got it right. How are you doing today? Thank you for popping in and being a part of the stream. We're doing a Fire Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. This is my 5th attempt in 5 days. On my first day, I had to repeat the process over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It took me 4 attempts to get out of Professor Oak's lab on Monday. I kept it was, since this is my first Nuzlocke and specifically being my first randomizer, I was still tinkering with the coding. Could be a lot better, but I'm getting there. Hey, you know, I can understand that. I hope whatever's whatever's going on, what's got you down, is going to turn around for you, and I hope it gets better for you, my friend. But yeah, I was tinkering around with the coding, and it took me 4 tries to get to where I could actually get out of Professor Oak's lab, and I kept losing to my rival. I finally got out, and then yesterday we got to Misty, and I had lost 4 Pokemon the previous day here in Mount Moon on my way to Misty, and bit the dust. I mean, it was hard. Ended up losing to Misty, and I took that loss kind of hard. But thankfully, whenever we got out of that and we got to restart and we went back in, I was able to kind of change some stuff up and refocus and think a lot more about the game. And with that, I was able to get a starter that super excited me. I was able to get a Suicune. And it's awesome to get to start the game with a Pokemon with legendary stats. So Suicune was awesome to have on the team to start. And then the rest of the team is kind of filled out. We did lose 2 Pokemon today. I'm not super happy about it. I lost Stanley, my Graveler, and Andy, my Whismer. Autism, PTSD. You know what? That is absolutely terrible, and I am so sorry to hear that. That really bothers me. I have 2 cousins, twin cousins that have autism, and they are the sweetest souls that I've ever met in this life. And mental health, such as PTSD, depression, anxiety, there's such a stigma, and it's not okay. But I can tell you this: you're not a freak, and you're not pathetic. And I know this is your first time in my chat, and this is your first time here, but you're always welcome, and you will never be seen as a freak. And you're not pathetic. You have absolute value. Absolute value. You are a person who is here for a purpose, and you are going to touch lives with your story. So thank you for coming into my chat, and know that you're always welcome here, and you will not be treated any differently for what you bring to the table, because we don't have problems. We have ability. And everything that people think make us less, they're wrong. They're just absolutely wrong. Not acceptable. But thank you for coming and hanging out with my chat today, and for trusting me with that. I really appreciate that. It really bothers me that people look down on people with autism, or people on the spectrum at all. People on the spectrum are some of the most amazing people. Awesome. Awesome. And I'm sure you are a fantastic father. So keep your head high. You've got 2 great kids that love you. Keep your head high and keep pushing forward. You know, let that be your guide. Let that be your light, and hold tight to that. Doesn't make you any different. It makes you more special. That's all you gotta think about. You don't have problems. You're just more special. You got new abilities. Explode? Explode? Oh, okay. So this trip through Mount Moon has been a lot better. I've got through it faster too. I feel like I wasn't trained up enough when we previously took on Mount Moon in the previous playthrough. Thank you. You're amazing too. Don't let anyone tell you any different. And next time someone wants to say something bad to you, you tell them I said no one talks about my friends like that. Okay? Ooh, finally a move that can paralyze. Do we cut the attack or do we raise our defense? Let me look at Granbull again. I'm pretty sure Granbull has super high defensive typing or defensive stats. If that's the case, I'm not going to worry so much. No, it's got really weak. I was wrong. It's got really weak defensive typing. So we're going to switch and we're going to take Charm. That way we can cut. I mean, cutting their attack is one thing, and maybe that does help with our typings, but we can raise our physical defense. I'm probably wrong there. I probably should have made a different decision. Ooh, Pidgey. Oh, I need to switch Phyllis out. Phyllis is getting close to level cap. So... Michael. I'll be honest with you, I'm dreading training Ryan. Ryan is... Watch it be like the backbone of this team, but I'm dreading training it. The typing is... I'll go ahead and give it the scope lens. I'm going to switch it in and we're going to train it here. You know what? I'm going to get it out of the way. You know. Yep. Just had to breathe. Right. Just relax and focus and we'll get through this. We will absolutely get through this. We will not lose to Misty again today. It's not going to happen. Okay. Let's do some Comet Punch. Ooh. Hit 3 times. Your Poison Sting has no effect here. Awesome. 3 hits both times. 2 hit knockout. Well, technically 6 hit knockout, but 2 turn knockout. Took me. Oh. What's... Okay. Let's go ahead and get in this battle. I am trying to force myself through this, mainly because Mount Moon is where I lost the Rock, the most electrifying Pokemon in all of Fire Red, Magneton. And it was... Pidgey at level 13 should have a flying type. So I'm not going to risk that. Wait. So what's randomized in the game is any items that can be found out in the field are completely randomized. So a typical location for an item may not be the same. Like I haven't found a single Moonstone, and you know Pidgey at 13 does have Gust, yes. I was pretty sure that that's where it had it at. So I can remember using a Pidgey, I just couldn't remember what level specifically. I couldn't remember if it was 14 that it learned its first, because I know that it gets Quick Attack and it gets Tackle early on. All my random encounters are completely... all my Wild Battle encounters are random. My starter was random. That's how I got a Suicune this early on. And all trainer Pokemon are random. That's what's... other than that, everything's pretty standard. The movesets, abilities, all of that is the same. Okay, cool. So I've been kind of struggling with that, trying to remember where... It's been so long since I've played Fire Red. Oh, this one up here. It's been so long since I've played Fire Red, I've kind of forgotten. I used to know the location of all of the hidden items. Because I used to, every time I would buy a new Pokemon game, I would get that the handbook manual, and I would study it like crazy. Wow, the critical hit did a lot, but the second hit didn't do nothing. Okay, so we're gonna go in. We're gonna go back into Michael. I want to heal my Pokemon before this battle, but I don't know that I have enough items. Bailey's down here with me, sweetheart. She was trying to climb over the ledge up top and here at the steps, trying to look down and see, and she was barking, so I went ahead and got her. Oh, no worries. Bailey just wanted to be down here with King. Chronic Storm, Bailey and King are my dogs. I have I have two corgis. I have a boy and a girl. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna heal up Michael. And we're gonna heal up Phyllis. I think everybody else is okay. Yeah. Chronic Storm, I just now thank you. I'm glad that you found the stream. I'm glad that you're here, and thank you so much for the follow. I missed that. I don't know that did it pop up on screen? Can you tell me if your follow popped up on screen? I have a hard time. I gotta find a better way for me to catch those that come through. It may not have popped up. I didn't test it today. I got a little behind this morning. Shadow Mail. What does that item do? I'm finding a lot of items that I've never used before. Featuring a disco print. It is to be held by Pokemon. Does it do anything? Okay, so I'm glad that it came through, but I'm sorry that I'm late seeing it. I try to make sure that I see everything and respond. If you're going to spend time with me and you're going to be in my chat, you're gonna get acknowledged, and you're gonna be made to feel like your time here is worth your while, because you're giving me time out of your day that you could be doing anything else, but you decided to come hang out with me, and that means the world. And that's how I feel about anybody that comes into my chat. If you're here, you have just as much floor as anyone else, and you are absolutely welcome here. As long as I'm gonna have to post some rules, but as long as you follow my rules and you're respectful to all members of chat and you're respectful to me, you're absolutely welcome. I'm still trying to get everything up and running and trying to figure out what all I gotta get posted. Okay. So this is where we lost Magneton. Thank you for being my 18th follower. We are 12 away from my follow goal. August 5th is my first day back to work. I work in education. I work as I'm not a teacher. I don't want to take credit for being a teacher, but I work inside the classroom, helping students with any of their work in mathematics. And so I have to go back to work on August 5th. It's my first day back from summer break. Does Ludicolo know a water type move? This may be a really bad switch in. No. Yeah, I'm a teaching assistant, but my actual title is academic interventionist. Because I work through a grant, and I'm not always in the same classrooms. And I also provide specific during, we have a kind of like I don't want to say free period, it's a additional class during the day that students go and they get extra help. I have a tutoring class that students can come to in my classroom, or my office, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it didn't. So I'm very thankful that switch in didn't get punished. I had a Ludicolo on the previous playthrough. Whenever I was playing the one that ended yesterday, all I had when I was left was my Dragonair and my Ludicolo. and I was trying to think of what moves it had, and I know it had it didn't have a water type move at that level, and it was right about the same. I was actually a little bit stronger, so I should have known that it didn't have a water type. Okay, Michael's at 18, so Michael's close. Jolteon, okay. Go for Ember again. Decent. Her tackle is no match for me. And attack. Accuracy's lowered. We're reaching hour 2, so I'm going to go over and just cover a couple things again. If you like what you see here, I do have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to get off the ground, as well as what I'm doing here on Twitch. Right now, all there is parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the Nuzlocke, which are located, like I said, on the YouTube. You can find the link to my YouTube in my Twitch bio, as well as my wife and I's gaming Twitter, K2 Media KY. So give us a follow on there. We actually haven't posted anything. We're doing really bad with the Twitter. We need to start using it and start posting what we've got going on, so people can actually keep up and be a part of the stream and be a part of the content that we make. My wife played Supermassive's Hidden Agenda, which is a cop thriller game, or voice-based game, where she got to help make choices, and it led to people dying. It led to people living that otherwise could have died. It's kind of how Supermassive's games work. You get to make choices, and people can die, people can live, as that comes. Twisted Spewed, I know that raises Psychic type, I'm pretty sure, which would be really, yeah. We'll go ahead and we'll give that to Dwight, since the Confusion will get a boost, and that'll be nice to help Confusion. But she's finished that up. She's still working on editing and getting stuff together. Her videos require a bit more editing than mine. I post no, it's not the same as my Twitch. If you go into my Twitch, like my Twitch page, where it's just Titan Rising, there should be, when you see my bio, there is a direct link to both my Twitter and my YouTube. Let me actually, here, I'll do one better. Let me pull that up for you. And I'll link it in chat. That is our YouTube. Like I said, you can find the first 4 days of the Nuzlocke. I'm gonna see who can learn Mega Kick versus who can learn Mega Punch. Since I have a lot that can learn Mega Punch, I may change that up, and it may change who gets what. Okay, so Ryan can't learn Mega Kick, so we're actually going to give this to Gramble. Mega Kick, super powerful. We're going to replace its tackle with Mega Kick, and we're going to give Ryan Mega Punch. Maybe that'll help Ryan get a little more damage, and I'll be a little more excited about it. But yeah, you can find Kaylee's playthrough of Hidden Agenda. The next 2 should be going up, I'm hoping, in the next day or so. She's got to finish editing. She's got the thumbnails and stuff ready to go, but she's going to go through and edit. She actually does a little more, because the way that she does her videos, she records herself playing, but not to a live stream. Whereas I'm here streaming, and I just kind of post the raw. I was trying to see if there was an item in there, but there's not. I post just the raw footage. I don't edit anything. What you see is what you get. If you tune into the stream, you'll see the same thing if you watch the YouTube replay. But yeah, so you can catch that. I also, I've got a Pokemon Dojo match. No, our YouTube account is shared, and our Twitter account is shared. We do everything, we do everything through the same umbrella. That's why we're called K2 Media and K2 Gaming. Her name is Kaylee and my name is Kasey. Even though I go by Titan Rising on here. Ooh, focus punch. I go by Titan Rising on here. Titan Rising has just always kind of been a game or a name that I've liked and I've used in a lot of games and stuff. But her name is Kaylee and I'm Kasey, so K2. That's where we got that at, like K squared. And so we do everything under the same umbrella. Okay, do I give this? Ooh, I can give a fighting type to Ryan. I know Dwight will eventually learn a fighting type move. But I think giving more moves right now to Ryan is the best way to go. Yeah, we're happy to have you along the well as well, Chronic Storm. We're so excited to have anybody following and anybody being a part of it. Like I said, I have a dojo match for Little Root Lessons. I'll talk about them in a minute. And Chronic Storm, I would say because you're here for a Pokemon Nuzlocke, if you're not already a part of a great community that is the Little Root Lessons, if you have Discord, if you find their website, let me see if I can link that in chat as well. But if you're a part of it, go ahead and tell me. I don't want to, that may be how you found me, but I'm not sure. But the Little Root Lessons podcast and the Little Root Lessons podcast and Discord have been absolutely amazing for me. They're actually why I'm here. You can join their Discord from there, as well as find their podcast. They do a lot of competitive VDC and stuff, but that community encouraged me greatly to grow and to step out and to give streaming a shot. Oh, I'm at the top? That's awesome. Yeah, give Little Root Lessons a follow if you have a Discord. Go in there. It's a great community of people. Everybody is fantastic. They are so nice. Everybody's helped me grow as a person already. And, you know, they produce great content as well, both on Twitch. Oh, I'm getting away, Lord. Oh, I'm getting away, Lord. Use tackle here. And it's a girl. I'm getting away, Lord. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe I'm not getting away, Lord. Okay, so that's not very effective. Use hidden power. So it's not very effective. It's a type that water resists. Let's use it one more time. Okay. Pokeball. This catches. Nope. I don't know that the catch rate is going to be good enough. I feel like I need a stronger Pokeball. Let's try this Primer Ball. I think it's actually weaker. I don't think it's actually going to help, but we'll try it. So close. At least Dwight is tanking these hits. But yeah, give Little Root Lessons a follow. join their Discord. You get to be a part of all of their stuff. It got me into competitive Pokemon, which is what I was trying. I keep forgetting to finish this. I will be streaming my dojo match that I'm having tomorrow, about noon. I'm going to be playing in my dojo game, which is where you do a best of 3 set with your team versus someone else in the Discord, and it helps build points towards their invitational. Come on. I may have to knock it out. If this doesn't catch... Yeah. I think I'm going to have to knock it out. Oh, man. Crit hit. We'll send in Phyllis. I can't risk losing a Pokemon for a Wailord. That might help with that being... I already have a water type, so I'm not... I just would hate to lose another encounter. I really do too. I'm getting nervous. I don't think it can take another attack. Let's try a lick and see if it paralyzes. Well, I said I didn't think it could take another attack, and it couldn't take another attack. All's well that ends well. That's okay. We'll have another encounter just up here, and that's fine. Wailord would have probably not been a Pokemon that would have made the team with Suicune being on the team, because Suicune is, Suicune is just on average going to be stronger than Wailord. I think Wailord's stats would have been really nice though, because I think Wailord's could have been a good tank. Let me look at this. Oh, it's got a 170 HP with really bad defense. That was really shocking. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of HP, but its defensive typing, awful. Its defense is awful. But yeah, you're right. More Pokemon to catch, and we are going to catch them. We're going to catch them all, Pokemon. But yeah, I'll be streaming the dojo match tomorrow about noon Eastern Standard Time. And I plan to do some more stuff. If you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, I do play a little bit of Magic the Gathering. I plan to start doing my yeah, Suicune with... There is an item in here and I know it. Why can I not find it? Is it over here? Might be over here. Suicune with double team, period. But Ice Beam is so great. Why am I not? Oh, there it is. I knew there was an item. Suicune double team is one of my favorite moves, just at all. But what does that one do? Ground up to the pattern for medicine. But double team is great. Raising evasion, especially in Nuzlocke, out of this world good. Avoiding that all those hits. It's a little chilly in my house. My hands are getting kind of cold, which is weird for me. I'm usually very warm. I'm the kind of person that turns my house to 65 and sleeps with a fan. And has like one sheet. I stay very, very hot. So we do have another encounter just up here above Trainer Row. I am going to go out here and work to get Ryan up and try to get my Pokemon a little closer to Misty's team level. And we're going to go take on Misty before we might battle our rival to start. Maybe we do that. Maybe we battle our rival to start. Chronic Storm, I'm going to let you make that decision. Do we battle our rival before we take on Misty? Really? It's 90 degrees outside, 92 degrees outside here in Kentucky, and I am sitting here freezing myself to death in the inside. I'm really shocked I'm cold. And it's so unlike. Hey, Rodrigo. Hey. Put a text to the wife who's upstairs with the who's upstairs with the thermostat. Yeah, I try to avoid my phone. Yeah, the problem is I'm on a. I think that's probably. I don't know that I can do Nugget Bridge, and the reason for that is I am level capped at level 21. I might. Oh, what's up, Blaze Kick? Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm working on it. I have this desire to be to have a beard like down to here like a Viking. Vikings are something I absolutely love, and so I'm working on it. But thank you for coming in the chat and letting me know. But back to what I was saying to you, Chronic Storm. The reason that I'm not sure that I can go up Nugget Bridge, it's either take on my rival and then stay there, or maybe do a couple battles. I might can do a couple battles to level up. I'm on a level cap at level 21, and I'm dangerously close with all of my Pokemon, and I'm afraid to push over. Yeah, I did. That was actually my starter, believe it or not, Blaze Kick. This is technically the 5th attempt at this Nuzlocke, but it's only really the second playthrough because we never got out of Professor Oak's lab the first 3 times. And so this time, Suicune, or Kevin, our Suicune. Wow, Pursuit hits before you switch. That's cool. What champ is your starter on your Nuzlocke? What game are you Nuzlocking? Are you doing Fire Red as well, or are you doing another game? But yeah, I lost 3 attempts. Then Misty, then Rival. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Ruby, oh, one of my favorites. Ruby was the first game that I ever purchased myself. Out of all the video games I've ever played, I worked all summer at my uncle's antique shop to make enough money. Why did I take the long way to the Pokemon Center? I worked all summer at my uncle's antique shop to make enough money to buy Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. My parents had bought me Pokemon Red previously, and I was given a copy of Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Crystal. Don't remember who gave them to me. So, yeah. But Pokemon Ruby was the first game that I ever got to purchase for myself. A lot of team building. Yeah, that's extremely complicated. With this being my first Nuzlocke ever myself, the Little Root Lessons Discord was kind of who helped me set up here. Just stuck? Are you like stuck in the playthrough? Like, what's got you stuck, Chronic Storm? But yeah, Little Root Lessons Discord helped me set up what I was going to do with this. They walked me through it. They said that I needed it. You know, they kind of wanted to see how I would handle a randomized Nuzlocke. So that's why everything is random for my first run through. And they said that this would probably be one of the best. I did turn on National Deck so I could have all generations of Pokemon just to be a little more fun, not just see the same first 100, 150 that I'm sure a lot of us have spent a lot of time with. I need to look into Radical Red. I really do. I've not really tried that ROM hack. Back in Platinum. Platinum is probably my favorite Pokemon game of all time. If you've... Do you like doing Nuzlocks, Chronic Storm? Holy crap! Whoa! Deoxys! I'm in danger. Well, Deoxys. Wait, Deoxys is a psychic type. My Pokemon with Bite might do better here. Oh, you do know Bite. I forgot that Suicune knew Bite. I'm not in danger. I'm not in danger. But, yeah, Pokemon Platinum's my favorite. This is my first. An avid TCG player. I really want to get into the TCG. I did it for a little while during the time period. Oh, I just messed up. Maybe I didn't. I got into the TCG and was playing there for a period of time when Gardevoir, during the Sun and Moon days, was the like top deck, where you would have like your Tapu Lele. Yeah, where it's just play to win. Or pay to win, sorry. Yeah, I think I'm going, once I'm done with, my goal is to actually do a... Yeah, well, you know, just give it a shot, Chronic Storm. Like, if you really want to do a Nuzlocke, and you want to do it with Radical Red, I say go for it. I mean, do it. Absolutely do it. Don't let anything hold you back. And, I mean, like, what's the worst that can happen? You white out and you restart? I mean, you know, that's part of the beauty of a Nuzlocke is, you know, like, it's never over until you say it's over. Either you get tired of the game, or you decide that it's time for you to move on, or you beat it. And like for me, I'm going to try to do a playthrough of each region. So like obviously right now I'm in Kanto. On the next one I'm going to do Soul Silver. And we're going to go over to Johto. And I actually may push through and do the full Johto and do Kanto and get to the red battle. But my hope is, I am a little nervous with school starting back. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Blaze Kick, it's Blaze Kick. Okay, sorry. I've been saying Blaze Kick the entire time. I probably would still be playing Pokemon just because, I don't know, it's been with me since I was 6 years old, and I'm 29 now. So 23 years I've been with Pokemon, and it's something I absolutely still adore. And like I said, I played the TCG for a period, and I really liked it. The problem was coming from the Magic the Gathering background. What I love the most about TCGs is getting to play one-on-one, face-to-face with other people, and enjoying that time with others and learning to play. Man, I forgot that's the downside to Focus Punch. Okay, there we go. Streaming at one point, but I'm scared as. Listen, I was terrified to stream as well. I still am terrified of streaming. This is just my first week of streaming. This is day 5. I started streaming on Monday, and this is where I'm at. And let me tell you, every day when 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time approaches, I get so excited to know that I'm going to get to come on here, and whether I'm talking to nobody or I'm getting to have great conversations like with you and Blaze Kick right now. It's been fantastic. You're not streaming for other people. You're streaming for you. You're streaming for your enjoyment and things that you can... You know, it should be something that is rewarding for you. If it's not rewarding for you, then you don't stream. What Pokemon do I think is underrated? I will come right back to that. I need to read Blazikick's comment real quick. Pokemon is just fascinating, especially at first time playthrough of a specific generation, because you encounter some wild looking things. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's one of the reasons I'm really excited. and I've tried to avoid all spoilers for Scarlet and Violet. It's because I'm really excited to try to see what they bring new in there. And to encounter Lechonk. Everybody's in love with Lechonk, and I'm no different. I love Lechonk. I'm all excited about Sprigatito. I'm more excited because it's breaking my, like I said, it's breaking my, when you first got a Gengar, was in a trance. It's breaking my tradition of fire type starters. And back to you, Chronic Storm. For me, a Pokemon that I think is highly underrated, and I think it's by design. Like, I don't think it's underrated by design, but its design is really good, as well as some of the moves that it can learn, and its topping and stuff. And it's not particularly strong, so a lot of people haven't used it, but it's a Pokemon that I absolutely adore and I love myself, is Beedrill. I think Beedrill is fantastic as a Pokemon, and I think it's highly underrated. If you go back on the YouTube and you watch yesterday's stream, you'll actually see that I have a Bruxish that I kept. I'm having a Brux-ish that was in the camera screen looking like it was giving me a kiss. I'm going to switch out here. And I'm going to switch into Medicham because we know that it can take its... yeah, it's very good in the early to mid game, but it falls off. And Bug type, I think, is a type that really desperately needs to be to given some love. If I'm being honest, it deserves more love. It deserves more attention, and it needs to. They need to let it get better. But as I was saying, if you watch yesterday's stream on YouTube, let me find that again, and I'll relink to YouTube for Blazikick. If you want to go give us a follow on. Follow me on YouTube. You can catch the first 4 days of my Nuzlocke. You'll get to have that laugh at me. For you, it's Chikorita. If you use her correctly. See, that's my generalized thinking on almost all Pokemon. You can... If you train up any Pokemon correctly, they're gonna be usable. What is up with this route? Deoxys and Mew? Holy cow! Wow! I still think this is my strongest move here. Yeah. Okay, so it's transformed into Ladian. I know what moves I've got on Ladian. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back into Michael. We're going to get this Mew knocked out. And then I think we're going to go take on Misty. Misty's gym. Heal up and take on Misty's gym. Yeah, give us a follow on YouTube. And also, if you go into my Twitch bio, you can find my Twitter. That Twitter is very barren right now. There's not actually ever been a tweet for K2 for K2 Media. It's at K2 Media KY. We will be posting our stuff on there. My wife also plays games for us on there as well, Blazikick. I was telling Chronic Storm about my wife's games. She tends to play more off stream, and she records and through a capture card, and then we edit and post them. She's been playing Hidden Agenda. One final question: if you could live in any town in Pokemon, start with any Pokemon except a starter, what would you do? I would choose New Bark Town, and I would absolutely start with a Ralt. Period. Lilligant's busted in Pokemon White. I don't remember my Pokemon Black and White playthrough super well, and I don't really remember Lilligant all that much. Now I do know I used a Lilligant on Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I really, really liked it. I'm thinking that lost from Lilligant. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Lilligant. I use Pokemon Lilligant. I use it in Pokemon Legends Arceus. But yeah, I would absolutely start New Bark Town. And I would Wait, New Barktown, is that... Am I getting that wrong? Yeah, New Barktown's Johto. That's not what I meant. Sorry, y'all. Little Root Town. Sorry. I've played so many Pokemon games that it's hard for me to remember everything. I try to remember more about like the Pokemon themselves and the way that they're built up than I do, you know, the location areas. I know Kanto pretty well just because I've played Kanto so much. I mean, it's not really hard for any of us to realize, considering Kanto is been remade so many times and pushed so much. What your hidden power is? Did I learn anything from this? Do you want nickname wise or do you want Pokemon wise? Like, who's my actual on my list of favorite Pokemon, or who is my favorite nickname? Because I'm not gonna lie, Suicune carrying the Kevin nickname from The Office is I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's why, as a starter, I got it. As far as what I've used and I've enjoyed, what's really surprised me, Dwight has been my favorite Pokemon. That I have on the team right now. Dwight has absolutely been a tank and has been super good for me. Yeah, Psychic types put in work. I think Charizard as a whole, though, is just my favorite Pokemon. Like, if I had to stop and think, like, not what's happening in the Nuzlocke, not what's carrying a nickname, but just on the list of if I looked at all of these Pokemon, who would rank the highest? It's probably Charizard, probably Michael. It being probably the first starter that I ever played with is a big deal. So I kind of have a special place in my heart for Charizard. I do think that Pokemon loves it way too much, and we get way too much out there for Charizard. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to remember to do this. We're going to switch in, and we're going to put Granbull at the start. We're going to put Phyllis to lead. We're going to take... Actually, we're going to leave that on, because if Ryan needs damage output, we've got to hope that it gets critical hits, because its moves aren't particularly good, and its attack stats aren't particularly good. Yeah, Charizard, if you really... I can understand why people think that it's overrated, and it's hard to disagree, because it is, next to Pikachu, it's probably a poster child for Pokemon. It's one that almost everybody knows, and, you know, when we got into X and Y, it got 2 Megas, and then we get into Gen 8, we get into Sword and Shield, and it's the only Kanto starter. Only Kanto starter in the start of the game. You had to wait till the DLCs come out before you could get Bulbasaur and Squirtle. And it got a G-Max. You know, I can see why people didn't, you know, think it's overrated or don't like it. Like, it makes total sense to me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh man. Pokemon. Ooh, Pokemon that you self-destruct terrify me. Yes, the chlorophyll ability. Playing competitive Pokemon, playing VGC, has completely changed how I view Venusaur. It has made me fall in love with that Pokemon. Was it supposed... Do you mean like their original intention, or like what he was going to choose? Because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, he was going to choose Squirtle. Like in the anime, he was going to go for Squirtle. I think Yeah, it absolutely is Blazikick. Are you part of any competitive EGC discords? Like, do you have anybody that you test and play with and try to get like to do that with? Because if not, I got just the place for you. It's like I said, it's 100% part of the reason that I am here today. Had I not met them and not been a part of that Discord and heard their podcast, I don't know that I would still be playing. You know, I don't know that I would be streaming. They encouraged me so much to stream. So if you're looking for a good Pokemon community, I shared it with Chronic Storm earlier, and I'm more than happy to share it again. Little Root Lessons is fantastic. I got a tooth bothering me today. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, so the original intention was to give him Clefairy, which I think, you know, personally, I'm a little bit excited that they didn't give him Clefairy. I like Clefairy. Clefairy is one of those Pokemon that I used as a kid and really enjoyed. Let's try Mega Kick. It's not Mega Kick attack missed. Try Mega Kicking. Mega Kick may have been a mistake. Yeah, we're not gonna play this game. Go, Michael. But this is a current one of my favorite new Pokemon. But that's just because I love corgis. I personally have 2 corgis, and so Yamper was a dream come true for me. What? Yes, the burn. You know what? Seviper's a poison type. I should have switched into... No reason I can't. Still do it. Yeah. See, I was thinking it was Dark type, and I know better. Okay, let me link you that Discord. Blazikick. It's on up here in chat. But they are, like as I said, they're a fantastic community. Let them know I sent you. Who's my wife's favorite Pokemon, if you don't mind my asking? Hey, Kay. Chad has a question for you. You said give her a minute. She'll be right here. Let's see what Swagger actually... Oh, we're good. I don't think that... Confusion would be great, but I don't know that I want to do. Yeah, they do have a podcast, and their podcast is fantastic. So what I am going to do, I know that we said we would take on Misty before we do our rival, but Misty's level 21 kind of makes me nervous, even though I'm right there at that level. No, you're not disturbing her at all. She is just upstairs kind of doing her own thing, so that way she's not interrupting the stream, because we have our streaming set up in our living room, and she's probably honestly upstairs just watching TV or working on getting some of her chores and stuff that she has for herself to get done. Like today's the day that she usually puts away laundry and stuff. At least while we're in summertime, because we both have the same job, and the only difference is we work for 2 different sides of a grant. She works 4 10s, and I get off completely in summer. So she gets Fridays off in the summer. Okay, Swinub. This was my rival starter. So they have a Blossom as well, which is kind of why I switched into Michael. Kay might have texted me. Let's see. But no, you're absolutely not disturbing her, Chronostorm. Yeah, their podcast is great. They also have a YouTube channel, Blaze a Kick, where they do laddering and they test out cool teams. Overall, yeah, I would love to lower my phone. Chronic Storm wants to know, who is your favorite Pokemon?
Who's my favorite Pokemon?
Yeah, who's your favorite Pokemon? Eevee. I could have told you that.
Only for cuteness.
Only for cuteness.
I don't know enough about the Pokemon.
Don't call
Eevee
them.
is adorable.
Don't do the Pokemans. She's insulting us, chat. Calls them Pokemans. Eevee. I could have told you that, but I wanted to let her have that opportunity herself. Eevee is just a Pokemon that we've bonded over. She's not really a big Pokemon player. I've tried to get her to play before. I tried to get her to do a playthrough of Shield after we got married. But the first game that she ever got to watch me play of Pokemon was Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Okay, we're gonna make a punch. But yeah, Little Root has we'll Comet Punch and see if that does it anymore. I need to record what my rival had. They'll keep the same Pokemon. I don't know. Let's try to get. But yeah, Pokemon's just not her thing. And that's okay. It's not everybody's thing. It doesn't have to be. But she definitely is extremely supportive of my love of Pokemon and me streaming it. And it's been fantastic. They have a second Swinub. Eevee is the best for cuteness. Eevee is absolutely an amazing Pokemon.
Also, Eevee called by several different titles.
Yeah. She pointed out, I don't know if you all could hear her, but pointing out Eevee's versatility and being able to change up and go into multiple different types is something that she enjoys. My team is really, really good right now, Blaze Kick. I'm very lucky, and it kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of tempered that sting of the loss yesterday of whiting out. I was really upset about it. So my opponent has changed up their team. So I did name my Charizard Michael. Michael the Charizard. I would have named him Mike Scott, but I didn't think that worked as well. Prison Mike. Jan should have been the Charizard. Ooh. But Charizard's a boy. If I had a girl Charizard, yeah, Jan would have been a great name. Well, we're really thankful for you as well, Chronic Storm. We're glad that you're gonna stick around for our playthroughs on our YouTube and be here for the streams. I might try to get her to stream with me one day and do something. I know we're talking about doing a playthrough together on our channel of Until Dawn, if you like horror games. It's a game that we've played so many times. It was the first game we platinumed together. But to make it fair, because that game, we know what to pick and what to choose. Yeah, and you know what? You will get there, Chronic Storm. You know, to be completely fair, you know, being a heavy guy like I am, I'm not going to pretend that I'm this confident person. Because I'm really not. It took me a long time. Like I said, it took me a really hard time to get here. But, you know, growing up, I had friends that definitely let me know that my weight and stuff was a big issue. And, you know, it is. But eventually that kind of becomes background noise in a way, and you'll grow as a person, and you'll get past the things that people say. And I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a big fan of the TV show Glee, and you know what? Someday they're going to be wishing to be a loser like me. Anybody that wants to put you down, they're going to wish they could be as cool as you. So, yeah. Let them be losers like me. That's totally fine. But yes, I'm with you, Blazekick. Positive mental attitude. The only person that can take you down is yourself. Yes, words hurt. They come at you like knives. But the thing of it is, I know it's hard. Sticks and stones break bones, but words can never hurt. Words leave scars. And that's absolutely true. But the truth is if you're able, just like we were talking about with Chikorita, if you train up right, Chikorita can be an amazing Pokemon. And if you look at your scars as you develop and you grow, your scars build you up to be amazing. And it gives you all the strength that you can need. That focus punch was so clutch. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was good. Because I can't switch back into... You're listening to Glee music and I said something out of Glee. I am rewatching Glee right now for like the 1000th time. I tend to rewatch the same TV shows over and over and over again. Not sure why. I mean, I'll occasionally give something new a try. Like right now, I've gotten into Modern Family, and it was something that I waited till it was over. But that's something my wife and I are literally, no joke, laughing out loud at. It's been a long time since a show has made us both truly laugh out loud. But I'm rewatching Glee, and I'm in the final season. A little sad that I've only got about 13 episodes or so left. But, you know, it's totally fine. Breaking Bad is so good. Oh man, Breaking Bad is so good. I watched that in college. So good. So good. I think Walter White is the greatest villain in the history of television. Walter White and his descent in season 4, episode 3. I've only watched through it the one time because it was a particularly hard show for We ain't having a mirror match today. Not doing it. It was so hard for me to watch. I really struggled with it. I'm not gonna lie. There were scenes. If you've never watched Breaking Bad, Chronic Storm, it is 100% worth the watch, but it does have some moments that are particularly rough. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do well with anything that has kids. Like when kids are put in bad situations or kids are put in peril, I have a really hard time with that, and I'm not even going to pretend that I don't. There is a episode of Breaking Bad with the little boy where one of the characters has to go try to get money from that little boy's parents, and to this day that still haunts me. Okay. See what Mega Punch can do. But I someday I'll probably watch Breaking Bad again. But it's one that I've only approached the one time. Okay. Thank you, Lord. Ryan's at 21 and I do not have to train it up anymore. Ryan did start the fire.
That's who you should have.
Why would I name such a wonderful Pokemon like Charizard after one of the worst characters in the office? That's why Ladian is technically named Ryan, is because I don't know how good Ladian is going to be for my playthrough. I'm afraid that eventually they're going to end up as Deathlock. Yeah. I don't do, like I said, I don't do well with TV shows that I have to, where I have to come face to face with things happening with kids. It's really tough for me. What is with everybody having legendaries? And why have I seen so many Deoxyses today? I'm gonna fight. Sweetheart, do you mind? Did you turn up the AC? It's still really cold. Vulpix, cool. I could leave out Phyllis and get Phyllis at. I think if I take Phyllis out, Phyllis won't get the level up here. But that's okay, because I really need to get Kevin leveled up, and the top advantage here just makes me not so worried about any damage that Kevin would take. Vulpix is another Pokemon that gets ranked on that cuteness scale. And I personally feel like Yamper gets ranked on that cuteness scale. My good Yamper. Speaking of Yamper, would you bring me the big Yamper? No, Kingsley. Let Kingsley have his moment on stream today. Yeah, one of my real life Yampers. I'll show Chronic Storm and gonna show Chronic Storm and Blazikick my real life Yamper. Oh, come here, ball. This is my real life buddy. Why does your breath smell like almonds? Did mommy drop almonds and you ate them? Did that happen? Oh. Go on, buddy. I have a perfect little girl that isn't even mine. And I took one nose. That is awesome. My trusty and loyal steed. Yeah, that is absolutely awesome, Chronic Storm. My wife and I are actually in the process, without going too far into it, we are in the process of actually getting into foster parenting. We're working on our certifications and getting all of our training and stuff done, and hopefully in the next couple months we'll be foster care parent, which will hopefully lead to us getting to adopt our first child, which we're super excited about. That's something that we're working towards right now. But thank you for sharing that story. That's awesome. Ooh, Ninetales. But that's awesome of you. It's awesome whenever a person steps in and acts as a father figure to someone that's not their child. Give me just a second. Kaylee, do you mind if I share the story of Larry?
Go for it.
So, my wife is actually adopted. And her adoptive mother was married at the time that Kaylee was adopted. To another man who was technically Kaylee's adoptive father, but he was, for lack of a better way to say it, kind of abusive and basically was in and out of Kaylee's life, but never for good reasons. Just kind of, when he wanted to be there, he was there, and when he didn't want to be there, he wasn't. And that didn't come with its own levels of toxicness, and just the way that he treated Kaylee was never great. And you know, he's only we've been married. We'll be married 5 years in October, and he has contacted her one time since we've been married, and it was just a couple years ago, long after we had been married. Like, we had already bought our house. And, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of that guy. And so Kaylee eventually decided that, you know, if he really doesn't want to be her dad, then he doesn't have to be her dad. And so she kind of cut ties from him and stepped away and did her own thing, and I'm super proud of her for it. But she had a teacher who was her 7th and 8th grade math and history teacher.
Yes.
Blazekick, it's been 35 minutes since you followed me, but thank you so much for the follow. For some reason, they're not coming across my screen today. It may have come across. Usually I get a noise in my ear, and I didn't get it today, but thank you so much for the follow. But you said it was your 7th and 8th grade math and history? Yeah, social studies. And, you know, when she had him as a teacher, he kept that relationship very, very much a teacher-student relationship. But Kaylee's mom, a few years later, actually met outside of just your typical parent-teacher conference and stuff, Larry.
They met.
Yeah, they met at the church that we attend. And ended up hitting it off, and now that is Kaylee's dad. He walked her down the aisle at our wedding. He has been a great father-in-law to me. I have the best father-in-law I could ever imagine. And that's just another story of like you, Chronic Storm, where someone steps in who's not a biological father, but steps up and takes on that mantle. And so what you're doing for that little girl is amazing. You know, I hate that you came in today feeling down on yourself and your friends being hard on you because of the things that you've been diagnosed with medically. But, you know, think about it. You are an awesome person. You're stepping in and being a father for a child. You have helped liven this stream up today, which has been fantastic. You've produced some of the best conversation. Yeah, thank you, and we're honored that you're here with us today. We're honored that you found us and that you're going to be a part of this, and you're going on this journey with us. And like I said, you're an awesome person, and I'm really proud that you're here, and I'm thankful for it. Guys, Misty as a water Pokemon in a randomized Nuzlocke. This game's not random enough. Just not random enough. Just not random enough. Seadra. I think I actually meant to put, ooh. Man, I should have thought about that. I'm going to go ahead and switch Kevin out. I forgot that could have Poison Point. So, I'm going to go ahead and be up front. It's Friday night, which means it is date night. And this week's date night is Chinese food, which happens to be my favorite cuisine of all time. So after we battle Misty, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in with us today. So we've got at least one more Pokemon to take down after this, but it is date night, so I'm going to go and make sure that I get to spend some wonderful time with the love of my life and my biggest support. Oh, Wigglytuff. It's Rock Tomb it. It does sound mucho good, and they have sushi at our Chinese. I mean, it's not good sushi, but it's sushi. It will serve the desire at our Chinese restaurant. So I'm gonna go shove a lot of sushi in my face, which I'm currently doing a lifestyle change where I have a protein shake in the morning and I have 1 meal a day, kind of like an intermittent fasting thing. So I've not intaken any calories today, so I'm gonna go a little ham. I'm gonna go a little bit crazy at the Chinese restaurant. Yes, that is true. Bad sushi is basically S tier of food, and good sushi is just off the charts. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Like I said, I will be back around 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow with a stream of my dojo match. I think next week during the morning hours, Eastern Standard, probably starting about maybe 9 or 10, probably 10. I'm going to be streaming Resident Evil 4, the original game. It's my favorite video game of all time. So I'm going to start streaming it next week and try. It probably won't take me long to complete it, just because I know that game like the back of my hand. It's a game that I absolutely love. I think it has enough that I can get. Yeah, I'm not going to waste an antidote. Let me make sure. It has enough. I'm positive. Yeah. We're fine. We're going to get there. I'm going to heal up. And, yes, RE4 is my favorite game. I want to get an initial playthrough done, both streamed and on our YouTube channel before the remake comes out. Because I plan to do the remake live. Like, my first playthrough of the remake is going to be on stream. Which will probably be a... Why am I trying to save like that? Such a force of habit. You just completed the RE2 remake. Believe this or not, I've owned it and never completed it. I need to do it. It's on the list. It is on my list. So, I'm going to take just a few minutes, and I'm going to wrap some stuff up. Thank you both to our 2 newest followers in Chronic Storm and Blazekick. Thank you guys both for being here today, and being a part of the stream and chatting along with me. It has definitely encouraged me in the stream, and it's made me feel very excited. It's actually making me a little sad to know it won't be till Monday. It'll be Monday before I get to touch Fire Red again and in my Nuzlocke. But you know what? That's absence makes the heart grow fonder. But thank you guys. Thank you. Blazekick, I'm always streaming at least up until August 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Pokemon Fire Red. Like I said, I plan to do a morning stream of Resident Evil 4 in the coming days, as well as jumping in a couple times with like just random Pokemon VGC battles. Like I said, I have my dojo match tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to hop on then, if you can remember that, hop in. But thank you guys for joining in today. It's been a blast. If you want to go back, the YouTube channel has been linked. It's also on my bio, along with our Twitter. Give us both a subscribe and follow there. You can catch all parts of the Nuzlocke up into this. Today's part should be up by tomorrow. It might be Sunday before we get it up. Because Kaylee's got to work on her last 2 parts of Hidden Agenda so she can get them up for people's viewing pleasure. And part 1 of that is on there. Give her a shot. She does really great commentary. And that game is really interesting, so give that an opportunity. It's a pretty short game. It only took 3 parts, so you'll get through it pretty quick. But yeah, please give us a like and a follow on our Twitter and our YouTube page. Again, please check out the Little Root Lessons Discord, podcast, and YouTube channel. You can find it on their website, lrlessons.com. They're a fantastic community, wonderful people. I'm so thankful that I got to be a part of. And again, we thank you so much for tuning in today. Your all's presence here today has been nothing but too sweet.